Hey, it's Rob from Kickass. Today, we got a busy one today. I actually just ran over and helped my neighbor with his RV, so I'm gonna go grab a part for his RV real quick. But we've got, Subaru's back doing some electrical problem things, so we're gonna look at that. I think it's a oil control valve. We have a Cadillac that's here, and we have a Toyota Sienna that's gonna do a little checkout. So stay tuned. We'll get hoppity slopping on those guys. All right, so we checked out that Sienna. It needs an axle, and we're probably going to do a radiator, some drive belts, some maintenance stuff that needs to be done on that fella. I threw the part on the Subaru. So the Subaru came back and had one of those like a VVT solenoid, kind of the thing that actuates the son of a biscuit. Where's the damn cleaner at? Oh, here. I got the tough stuff. So I drove that around for a while. The code didn't recode. It did get a lean code. Oh no, not a lean code. It got a voltage low. Pretty much there's no voltage, so I think that one O2 sensor is crapped out. So we're gonna replace the O2 sensor and then drive it some more tomorrow. My dirty fingerprints off there. This car's actually a white car. You just touch it, it's dirty. Anyways, so let's jump in this Cadillac. I think we're just gonna be doing an oil change because there was no oil on the dipstick, so that kind of scares me. Kind of gives me a bit of a scaring when you don't put the oil on your dipstick. I can hear it. It's like oil, 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 help me. I need oil. Around the Scooby-Doo-Roo. That's a motor mount. I feel something does not feel good. Something feels out of wacky whack. We're just staging this guy up here. Yeah, it even says, hey, change oil soon. Your hood's open. Oh, he said this was gonna be a thing. Damn it. He said we're gonna stick a screwdriver. Where's the screwdriver at? Didn't he leave a screwdriver in here? Oh, here's a screwdriver on the door. And he said stick it up under here. These are some of the cars you get sometimes. You gotta stick the screwdriver in this hole so you can release the key. And the release on there. Yeah, look at that. Like, that's how you have to get the key out of your Cadillac. Thanks, Cadillac. I shouldn't say Cadillac, it's General Motor. General junk. Got a headlight out too. Oh yeah, she's a beaut. You have a pretty substantial oil leak over here. I noticed earlier last night. It's quite moist. Definitely not moist on the dipstick. That belt's seen better days. So they made a great design where I've got to take this strut power bar off to get this thing off, because I tried taking it off last night. Yeah, stupid. So let me get that and yoink that. I might even do this tomorrow morning. Alright, so it is the next day, and we are going to yoink a spark plug out of this bad boy real quick. Since this is all leaking back here, we want to do valve cover, but I want to check the spark plugs and see if the spark plugs are up to par. Because they're probably not. They're probably going to look kind of poopy. Alright, that's good. There's no oil in that. I was expecting that to be oiled on up there. Oh, there's oil on it. Yeah. The fact that they're sitting in oil, yeah. I'm going to do some valve cover gasket and spark plugs. That's what I'm definitely thinking that needs to happen. And an oil change, I think, so far. Because I want to... Low oil can cause the codes it has. It has a codes for the... What the hell was that? The cam phasing, pretty much, is what it was. So, let me put that back in there, back it up, and go grab some oil. And see if he wants to do the valve cover and all that. Let me grab oil. Let's put some oil in it, run it with some oil. See if those codes start making it misfire. Check that first. We're under the Cadillac, and we're going to see exactly the condition and how much oil is in this car. I don't think much. Oh boy, that's a quart, maybe two. No, that's a quart of oil. Oh yeah, that's a little, yeah, that's not good. I bet you that's our problem. So whenever you see these codes throughout time and throughout my career, I've seen this code many of times. It's usually in neglected cars. This car, he said, came from an auction. So we're gonna do an oil change. We're gonna send him a quote for valve cover gaskets, spark plugs, the whole shaboo while we're in there. Is that loose? Oh, that's loose. Like, that's completely loose right there. So that needs to be tightened. There's another crazy oil leak up here. I'm pretty sure this water pump is leaking down there. Look at this. Yeah, see this coolant? It's saw from underneath. It's running along the bottom of this hose. So it's probably this clamp, or it's the actual housing of this water pump. Yeah, it looks like, I'm betting that's probably the OG possible water pump. I don't know, it's got a gator looking belt on there. That's not a factory belt, so you never know. The fact that it's kind of leaking and it's all moist down in there, that's the water pump right there, and it's all wet. Let's venture underneath here. Let's see. As you can see, I was looking at oil coming down from here, up here. That is either coming from the corner of the valve cover gasket, or it could even be coming, you know, some head gaskets can leak oil out the corners. But if you look up there, you see the wetness on that hose right there. I don't know if you can see that with my headlight here. So that is leaking down that hose, so that's coolant, and I think it's coming from the fitting on that water pump. These belts don't look the greatest, so I'm gonna give them a quote for that. I would do these coolant hoses. Sway bar bushing here is kind of wore out, but that's more, you know, if he's complaining about noises, which he's not. He's complaining about his check engine light, so we're gonna fix that and just give him a quote on his other stuff here. This has those silly little rubber gaskets. That's silly. All right. Also, I wanted to show this too. So people get cars and you look down and you're like, oh man, it looks like it's got brand new tires, and you run around, you're all excited. Check out my new tires, yeah, it's great. And that's usually what people, they don't look anything past that. They look right there. People need to put their hand all over the tire, because look at this tire. You're like, ooh, that looks good. No. This tire is borderline dangerous right now, and it looks like it's brand new because this alignment, there's too much toe. See this secondary? That's getting ready to get into the cords and to meet Mr. Popsky. Yeah, his Uncle Popsky's on his way to that one. So everything else looks good, but this thing's done. It needs a tire and an alignment pronto, like yesterday, because that is no good. So yeah, it's part of his list. Also, I'm multitasking, so I have a Subaru that's running out here. It needs to run for a little bit. It's kind of drivability problem I'm trying to fix. I think I have fixed it, but occasionally pop out here. Make sure there's no lights on. We're all good. Castrol. Of course, I'm going to put some high mileage in it because this thing's got like a gazillion miles on it. Let's get this oil poured in. I gotta pull the oil filter out first. I forgot to pull that out up here. It's the top one with the cartridge. Let's do that. Then we'll throw some oil in it, clear out the codes, and see how this thing does. I mean, it'll be doing a little better. Alright, so we had misfires. And then this, exhaust camshaft position system performance. This will code if there's not enough oil, both of these. All these codes for that. And then they will cause misfires. Looks like it's got transmission fluid life. Needs to be done. Bunch of window modules. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear these out. Since we've changed the oil and now that it has oil in it to actually work, then we're going to go drive it and see how it does. And it should be good. See if he wants to go fix those oil leaks, do those spark plugs, do that coolant leak. I'm going to recommend the water pump and possibly reseal that timing cover just so it doesn't leak any more oil. But we'll see what we got to do on that. But for now, and yeah, transmission module, this still faulted too, so it's probably needs transmission fluid life. Yeah, failed history. I wonder if that even, I'm not familiar with that code. It just comes right back on. I wonder if it's like expired. Let's look that up. P0897. Oh, transmission fluid deterioration, that's what it says. So we drove it. Seems to be good and good. Running good. Reset the oil life. No misfires. Driving good. So yeah, a lot of times just, you know, the parts of the motor that need oil to operate. They work a lot better. Oh, sausage toodles. Because the interlock is broken. I don't know if I could just pop it off now. I'm curious. Now I'll get into it and fix it. Alright, we washed the Subaru. We're gonna check one more time for codes. We went and test drove it. And then she can come pick her up here. I think that oil control valve thing was the key. Not a GM, a different car. Alright. Let's see if we got any more codes in there. Oh, good. No codes. Let's check that live data real quick. Air fuel looks good. Mass air looks good. Battery voltage looks good. Yes, I like what I see here. Yes, yes, yes. Do you have any misfires? No misfires. Yes, yes, I like this. Yes, very good. Mm-hmm. 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 I like what you've done here. Mm-hmm. Alright. So, alright. So we're good to go on that. Alright. Alright. Do you have a GM product? That's garbage. So I'm just kidding. So for the interlock, I figured out how we're going to fix this. So, as you can see, that's the locking mechanism right there. So right here, what she was doing is she was sticking her screwdriver up in here, hitting this to lift that so she could unlock this. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this pin out. We're going to stick a zip tie. Oh. Look at that. You don't need hundreds of dollars to fix your Cadillac when the interlock goes. You just need a 10-cent zip tie. That's how you do it. Let's cut the excess off that son of a biscuit. I was looking for, I have some new zip ties that are pretty awesome that you don't need cutters. You just twist them. I'm trying to find them so I can show y'all. Here it is. Looks like an ordinary zip tie, but it's not. You stick it in. Somebody figured out, instead of using tools, they put a little razor in the end of the zip tie. So all you gotta do is twist it, and it's flush. I know. You're that excited, I'm that excited. So yeah, but if you haven't seen that again, oh damn! You can go to Home Depot and get them, and they are in the electrical area. But yeah, electrical part of the thing. But yeah, zip tie, fixed your GM product. They probably use this on every GM thing. So if you guys ever have a problem with your interlock, don't go having to replace all this garbage. Actually, I'm gonna plug that back in. But yeah, that little thing right there, just keep it up, and then you'll be able to get the key out. Yeah, perfect. All right, so when cars come in, I write estimates for all their cars. So their first complaint is my main priority, or what they're going. Then as I look over the car, I have the safety concerns and all of that. So what I do is I give them a big, because this is what people are like, oh, I took it into the place and the mechanic gave me this big bill and he tried to rip me off. Some places, yes, but my list is for safety, and I kind of do it in priority of needs to be done, not so critical, right? If you have a rear main leak that's been leaking for 4 years, just keep an eye on your oil. You don't have to fix it. I recommend fixing it, but if you don't have the money, just keep oil in it. It's going to be on the quote in case you want to do it. So I put all the stuff on there. I don't make people do anything. I'm like, do the safety things. If it's brakes or tires, yes, like that Cadillac, I said your front right tire is about to blow out because of your alignment. So stuff like that, I definitely have on there for safety, but the main complaint is what they bring it to me for. That's the number one thing I'm going to fix. So that's how I send this off to him, and he ended up doing the transmission fluid, and the oil change, which are the two major things that I recommended. So he did those two. And the other things are all gonna be like down the road if he wants, and I even showed him if he needs to do some stuff himself to save some money, because some of that stuff's really easy to do. Like some of those water pumps on some cars, if you can pick up a wrench and put it on, you can do it yourself. It's not that hard. So anyway, I can help people out. I like to do that. All right, knocks out that bad boy Caddy. Transmission fluid, felt great, went and drove it, shifted like a dream. So when you get that code of deteriorated fluid, you put some fluid in it. Cars work great when you got oil and transmission fluid in them. So this guy's good to go. Fix that interlock so there's no more, his wife doesn't have to stick a screwdriver in it and do all that. So that's a freebie on the house. I just wanted to get that done because that kind of annoyed me, so I wanted to fix it. So thanks for stopping by. Remember, I'm here every Saturday, so come on by and we'll do some wacky, crazy stuff. That wasn't too wacky. That was easy stuff, you know, simple maintenance. But we do play with a lot of cool tools, stuff like that. So thank you all for stopping by. I'm Rob.